Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm David Burrows, and this is episode number 45.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Tell me you're ready.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Thank you for taking the time to stop on by. I really do appreciate your support here on the show. We keep having a lot of fun here, and keeps me going to know that you're watching. Just so you know, I don't know how you did get here today, but there's many different ways to get to the show. Of course, there's my website, davidburrows.ws, and if you go there, you'll see some past episodes still available to you, some ways to win some prizes, and please sign up for my email list. You'll get a chance to sign up for that, and when you do, you might get a chance to win some prizes and hear some announcements before I put them out here on the show. So please take the time to sign up for my email newsletter. Also, we're very, very excited, always have been, about this one. Cheeky Monkey has been gracious enough to feature us on their website, and you can see that at cheekymonkeysarnia.ca. And I thank to Marianne and Roland, my good friends down at Cheeky Monkey. And if you've never been down there, check them out at the corner of Christina and Cromwell. All right, well, let's get right into it. Of course, there is a very, very exciting weekend, and probably the most exciting event for the weekend, and probably one of the most exciting events ever to come to Sarnia at the RBC Centre. Sir Elton John made his appearance for at least 6,000 plus people, and I know that it was an amazing, incredible, phenomenal show, even though I wasn't able to be there. I was invited to be there, but I just couldn't quite pull it off, and I know I missed it, but got to do what you got to do. So congratulations to everyone who was fortunate enough to be there, including Joe Burd and Kerry Belliveau from LambtonShield.com. Kerry Belliveau, of course, she's a wonderful photographer, and she got some great photo shots down there to bring the concert to life. And Joe Burd, a great, fantastic writer as well, and together they put on a very, very exciting article. And I recommend you take the time to get down to LambtonShield.com and read the article about Sir Elton John. All right, also I want to take a moment to say congratulations to Sarnia Greek Fest 2012, a two-day event that happened this past weekend. It was very, very exciting. We were invited to be down there to do some announcements and have some fun and have some food, and it really was a great time. I go every year, and this is their third year for having it a two-day event. On the Sunday in the afternoon, Dominic Pegg, Olympic gymnast, was down there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and fortunately I wasn't able to be around for that, but I did talk to some people, and they said she was very excited and took the time to sign autographs and talk to everybody who wanted to talk to her. So congratulations, Sarnia Greek Fest 2012, another year, very well done. All right, let's continue on now with who we're going to talk to, an exciting local band called RETROSPECT. I had the privilege of being down there. Went down after my karaoke cruise on August the 25th down to the Stubborn Mule. They were performing there. These guys are incredible, phenomenal. And what you have to understand is they're only a three-piece band, and they're pulling off very challenging songs from Journey, Kansas, Yes, Rush, and just a long list of hard classic rock and roll. And RETROSPECT is definitely making some waves out there. And we were fortunate enough to be able to sit down with these three, Mathew Gauthier, Jeff Benson, and Bill Rankin, two-part interview. We talked about what they're doing a little bit different than maybe some of the other local bands. A lot of great local bands, but they decided to take on a different challenge, and they're going to talk about that. So watch this two-part interview, and then we'll be back to talk more with you. Watch this. All right, everybody, here we are on the show, and as I mentioned on last week's show, I kind of hinted because I wasn't 100% sure, but we've got them right here in the band cave with RETROSPECT. How you doing, guys?
Pretty good.
This is Matt Gauthier and Jeff Benson and Bill Rankin. RETROSPECT, making some waves out there. Let's talk about what's different. What's different about RETROSPECT? There's a lot of local bands, great local bands. Not knocking any of them, but you guys got something different going on. What's Matt? Why don't we come over to you? Talk. What's different about RETROSPECT? Sets you apart from everybody else.
RETROSPECT came about because we wanted to be different. You mentioned about the great local bands, and they are a lot of great local bands, but we don't want to be just another band. We want to give people something that they're not getting from someone else. So you know what? You check out those local bands; they're playing great music, and it's awesome. But why would we want to do what they're already doing? Right. So we go into the archives of music that no one's touching. Stuff from Triumph, stuff from Rush, thinking, well, what bands are doing this? None? Great. Let's do it. Yeah. And that's where it kind of separates us from the other bands.
But, like, not an easy task. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 guys sitting here, and there's no keyboards.
Nothing.
There's no sequencers.
Or
There's no. It's what you see is what you get.
Yep.
And that's got to be a task in itself. How do you? I mean, I'm not a musician, but I understand. How do you do that? How do you play a Rush song? And as I mentioned earlier, I was watching you at the Stubborn Mule there, and I'm waiting to hear some keyboards or something in Rush, and then I closed my eyes and listened, and I was like, wow, that's still the song. How do you pull that off without that other stuff that normally has to happen?
Certain guitar sounds that we'll use. Sometimes when there's keyboard shots, if you play a chord a certain way, for example,
Right.
it'll kind of cover that, you know.
Right.
Just depending on how you play it. And sometimes we'll play things a certain way in order for them to kind of grab that retro feel of the
Right.
song. Because when we play a song, we want, if you like a song, like say you like Limelight, you know,
Yeah.
we want you to like the way we do Limelight because it sounds the way Rush did Limelight.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great song because of what it is. We just want to recreate that. So to get the sounds that we get, we just do our best. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it takes.
And everybody's doing something.
Yeah.
You notice there's no slouching going on, if you will. Even the bass player. Let's go over to the bass
Even Bill,
player
yeah.
because nobody ever talks to the bass player. And if you've forgotten already, it's Bill Rankin.
And do they have bass players in bands, actually?
Well, I don't know.
I can't think of any, but
I don't know.
You know.
But you know, seriously though, I mean, the bass player's often forgotten. You know, we talked about that, but you're involved, and there just seems to be a lot of fun going on in this band. And some of you have played together before. You and Matt played together before.
We've actually
For years.
we've all played together.
We've all
Actually,
played
in
together
different
different
bands,
venues.
different
Bands,
things,
yeah.
mixes, yeah.
You mean you played in more than one band?
No,
That never happens. All together, how long you guys been playing? I mean, as far as individual musicians, I mean, you've been doing this all quite a while.
Over years.
Well, since I was 13, so
Don't want to
It's a
reveal
few
any
years.
ages or anything here, but
yeah.
so now, how did Retrospect come together, though? Because you talk about that, Jeff.
Well, I mean, in the beginning stages, Matt and Bill were together, and I think you had a different guitar player, another guitar player as well, too, in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And then they had a different drummer, and for whatever reason, you were saying, I think he got a
Job
work somewhere
over,
else.
over in Europe.
Right,
he had to go to
right.
Europe,
So that I'm not sure how long it was before I got the call, and hopefully I wasn't last on the list, but
second.
You're here right now.
yeah. So
Top of
and
the list
then-
now.
we started jamming, and they gave me 6 songs, and it was Kansas, it was Boston, it was Styx. And I'm
now,
going,
see, Matt's,
really?
Matt's chuckling there, but how did you react to that?
I thought he was joking in the beginning, but knowing these guys for a while and knowing what caliber of musicians they are, I'm thinking they're not joking.
Yeah.
This is what they want to do. So I was listening to these songs in my sleep for the first little
Yeah.
while, you know, because for the first little bit, and it still is very challenging. There's
Right.
no doubt about it every day.
And then so Retrospect started, and then there was kind of a break occurred there for a little bit.
Yeah.
You had to go away,
Right,
For
yeah.
for work.
I was gone for about 3.5 months.
So how did you keep things going, or how did that work out for you?
Yeah, I mentioned before I got emailed some tracks, some vocal tracks, some songs. This is what we're doing. Work on this. So
Background harmonies, we'd send them.
Right.
yeah, so Matt would record them and then email them to me, and I would listen to
And
them.
you were over Vietnam.
I was
Yeah.
in Vietnam, China, and South Korea.
Okay.
So I was listening, walking around or whatever with my headphones on, or
Yeah.
sitting in my hotel room, listening to stuff. So when I came back, it was 2-3 weeks, I think, and we were right back at it
Boom,
again.
yeah,
It
because
didn't
me and
take
Bill
very
for
long.
every week would be literally. I don't think we missed any weeks. So maybe one week we missed or something, but we would have like a drum track, just a steady beat playing in the background,
Right.
and we would go over the songs ourselves. We'd keep fresh because we knew that the songs were so intricate. If we didn't, we would forget them, and when he got back, we'd have been lost.
Right.
Thankfully, we did keep up. So when we got back, it was like literally like you never even left. It
Yeah,
was
it
just
was-
like boom.
we were
It's got to be
making that
hard
joke.
to do though, because I mean you're on your own,
Yeah.
and there's
It
really
was.
nobody telling you what to do.
Right,
Like, saying
right.
you had to kind of tell yourself, I got to do this.
Well, we had a few shows we did before I left, and we videotaped them.
Oh, okay.
Which I took with me when I was over there. So I would watch the DVDs back
Right.
and remember, our transitions from song to song, because that's one of the other things that we like to do when we're playing live, instead of breaking after song after song after song
Right.
and stopping and rechecking and everything else.
then having
Is
to
we
play.
just play.
And really, like,
So-
not really a lot different from some of the bands. Like some of the bands I've interviewed, even recently, they put out an album and everything. Quite often, when you're recording the album, you're not all playing it live together at the same time. You're doing your vocals and your guitar, and you're doing all these tracks together, and then they've got to find the time to. Geez, we should probably play a couple of our new songs. We got to learn how to play it live. So kind of similar in that perspective. That you just different parts of the world. It's really neat though.
Yeah.
That you've been able to pull it off because I'd like to say down at the Stubborn Mule, I closed my eyes a couple of times and I felt like I was right there. Especially when it come down to the rush. I mean, I was like, wow,
Cool.
I could see my old cassette tape.
Yeah.
That was the idea. So if
That's
it worked,
exactly what we
that's
wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
And there's definitely a niche for it out there because I'm 43, so I mean, our age group's there looking for that. So you've definitely found it. It seems to be working very, very well for you.
yeah,
So,
we're having a lot of fun for sure.
yeah, that shows for sure. We're going to take a quick break, guys, and then we'll come back and we're going to get a little more personal and talk about some of the upcoming shows that these gentlemen are going to be playing for you. And you're not going to want to miss what's coming up next. So take a look at this. We'll pay the bills, and then we'll be back.
If you like live entertainment but don't want to stay out all night, then check out Bridges Restaurant located at the Holiday Inn, Sarnia. Enjoy some great food, ice-cold drinks, and every Thursday open mic from 6 to 9 p.m. and Fridays live entertainment from 7 to 10 p.m. Take the time and stop on by Bridges Restaurant Patio located at the Holiday Inn, Sarnia.
All right, we're back here once again with Retrospect, having a nice conversation. These guys are doing something really different. You're definitely going to want to check them out, but let's talk some more with them right now. Guys, everybody's got family and children. How do families deal with? I mean, there's a lot of practice going on, and I mean a lot of practice because of what you're doing specifically. How are the kids and the wives dealing with that? Matt, let's go to you first.
Have you seen my wife? How is she? No. You know what? It is really. It's funny because us three practicing is only the result for me anyway. I don't know about these guys. I know for myself. Us getting together is just the end product of practicing,
Right.
because the intense practicing happens while I'm on my way to work, while I sleep at night, and I'm in bed thinking of these lyrics and all that. It's a lot. So as far as my family life, I try not to let that, get in the way. But my wife is very supportive as long as she knows that I'm being productive. If we sucked, she'd probably say, you should quit that band because, it's not very good. But she believes in it. She believes in what we're doing because we're not just wasting our time. She knows it's also like a nice hobby because we're very busy and it's nice to come here and unwind and play these songs.
Well, you've all got regular working jobs as well. So, I mean, this is
so she does believe in what we're doing, and she comes to every show.
Right.
Yeah, and she's there.
Yeah, I
and
saw her there.
offers. In fact, it was her that came up with the name actually, just because we were doing the whole retro thing,
right?
And we were trying to come up with a name, and she says, "What about retrospect?" And so I said to the guys, "What do you guys think of retrospect?" And it just stuck.
Is that kind of like respect for retro? Is that what it means, or it just sounded good?
I like it. That's
that works. That's it. Just had a ring to it. Right? Well, there doesn't have to be a reason, right? Everybody goes, "How'd you come up with the name of that?"
In retrospect, it worked.
In retrospect, it worked, right?
So.
And Sandy, that's your wife's name.
Sandy.
So way to go, Sandy. You get credit for coming up with the band name. And she's been supporting you for a long time. We'll hold on to that. We'll come back to that as to what she's been doing for you. Jeff, what about you?
Pretty much the same thing. I mean, I've been in different bands before, whereas I came home from practice and I was like, oh man, not getting it. Something wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
And my wife would say to me too, like if it's not working, you don't seem like you've got that. You're happy to go to practice and you're happy when you come home. Like that was a great rehearsal.
Yeah.
Whereas this band was totally different. We look forward to it all week, and I hope
it's
you guys do.
like our break from reality, almost.
Right.
And I say to everybody else too, like you get a group of guys together. Some go golfing together, some do other things together. We just play music together.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing we do. We hang out, so it works out well.
And the synergy is there, obviously, because it certainly shows on stage for sure. Bill, what about you?
My family are great. They're behind me all the way. I've been in several other bands too, and
Right.
yeah, probably similar things that Jeff has said there too about some bands. Just didn't work or weren't working, but this one works. And
do the wives ever? And careful. Do they ever roll the eyes? Do they ever go, oh, "Here we go, another band," or is there anything you've tried to do in retrospect that wasn't working, and somebody said, "Guys, do you really want to go that way, or has it just been working?"
I don't know. Well, so far, so good. I mean, I haven't really had any. I don't know about you guys. I mean, we practice here at my house. So, I mean, my wife hears every new song we do or whatever, and I'll say, "Hey, did you hear that song? How did it come out? Did it sound good? Right?" And
I mean, there's always the adjusting and everything, but the final product.
Yeah. Luckily enough, I haven't heard. That wasn't a good one. You shouldn't do that one or whatever. Right? So,
because it sounds like they'd tell you.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
So they kind of
Yeah.
they have the final stamp. Is that it?
Brutally honest. Brutally, but, constructively honest. Yeah, my wife, she doesn't pull any punches, when we talk about music and all that, and I owe a lot to that.
Yeah.
Because it hurts at first, but, once the swelling goes down, the music.
Well, it's kind of like a friend telling you how it is, and at first you get mad, and then you go, well, it wouldn't be much of a friend if they weren't telling you the truth.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And that's like even when I'm singing too. Like I'm singing more in this band than any band I have in the past.
Yeah, I noticed.
And I rely on these guys to let me know, like if it's where I'm at, where I should be going, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm not doing the right thing. Just for coaching.
I've always found it
too.
impressive when a drummer sings too, because, like, I have trouble, chewing gum walking down the street. Never mind playing drums and singing to really a different beat than what's going. Often the singing is going to a different than what's going on. So that was certainly impressive to see. That.
I would say I would almost say it would be like being on a treadmill. Your body's continually moving, and you got to keep a consistent note that doesn't sound like you're being.
Yeah.
That actually is the hardest thing to
that's
do.
the hardest.
Is to
You
not
mentioned
keep
that.
your voice from
Keep his
when
voice
you're playing
from-
your voice following
like
the beat.
too much vibrato going
Exactly.
on.
Exactly. So to keep your voice constant while the rest of all your other extremities are doing other things, to me that's a tough challenge every time.
I think we can all say we've been involved musically in many bands, but this is the most intense we've ever had to play.
Absolutely.
Really, it brings us right to the brink of who we are and pushes us even
Well,
further.
it definitely comes out on stage. Like
I'm
I
glad.
say, I've only seen you the once, but it definitely comes out. And I walk around the room. I kind of hide when I go to shows, but I walk around the room and I can overhear people talking and making their comments that, wow, look at the drummer go, or wow, listen to him hit that note, or wow, just the whole wow thing. You can hear people talking about it, and that's a compliment to the band for sure when the audience is talking about that. You got a show coming up out at the Hard Oiler in Petrolia, right?
Yep.
When's that coming up?
November 30th.
Yeah, November 30th. Great Big Sound's going to be joining us. Steve Lawson's going to be
You're
mixing
right,
it for
he's
us.
doing the sound for you.
He's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He does a good
always
job.
enjoy our shows when Steve's on board with us too.
Yeah.
It's a great job. So
So you're on Facebook, of course. Just retrospect the band,
groups.
Or
under
Okay.
groups. Yeah.
And let's. I want to come back to you, Matt. We're just going to touch on this briefly, but you are not new to the singing scene. I met you many, many years ago. You're a singing impressionist.
Yes.
What is a singing impression? I mean, I know what it is, but tell the viewers what's your show about? And you've got a show coming up September the 14th.
Yeah.
At the Sarnia Library.
Sarnia Library, September 14th. Yeah.
And what do you do?
Generally, what I do, I mean, you've heard like the classic Rich Little who does the voice impressions and sing. Well, I sing like other people,
Right.
And just what it's done. I've just appreciated all music throughout my whole life. I mean, I love opera, I love country and western, I love hip hop, I love everything.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I really get into a lot of these different styles and all that. And trying to be a singer growing up, I didn't know how to sing, but I loved to sing. So there's a difference, there's
Absolutely.
people, who like to sing and shouldn't sing,
Yeah.
and then there's people
I know.
who, just got to be patient with. And I just kept on singing and listened to these songs and just enjoyed how singers, especially back in the 80s, how they hit those high notes. There had to be techniques, and there was.
There
It wasn't just
was.
pliers. And there was actually...
there was something going on in there.
Yeah, there was something, and it was certain ways that you had to hit notes. And I found that as I learned those techniques, I was starting to sound like them.
Right.
By some nasal passages, depending on where it came from
Yeah.
in your body. And I started to learn how to sing not just their song, but sound like them as they sang.
Right.
So one thing led to another, and as time went on, I got the opportunity to just go on stage and do a bunch of karaoke songs. And I thought, I'll change the words around.
Yeah,
Let's
have
make
fun.
it funny, entertaining. And it just exploded. People just said, wow, that was awesome. And I got a chance to do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Someone had a little TV station or show they were doing,
Right.
and they said, come on the show and do it.
That
Someone
was
saw the show.
John Hollingsworth.
Yes, John
right?
Hollingsworth, his Six in the City.
Right.
Did it on there. Someone from another church actually said, hey, I saw you. It's a very clean show. Could you come and do that show at our church? I sure can.
And I
boom.
like that you mentioned that, because I've seen your show several times, and it is a clean
Always.
show. I mean, there's certainly some satire in there, of course, But all ages can go see your shows.
Yeah.
That right?
I've done seniors
And that's important
homes.
to you, isn't it?
Yes, I've done seniors homes. I've done youth, and I mean, where else can you go to a seniors home and sing Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC and have 80-year-old women going,
Well,
Ozzy, you know?
I was talking to my mother about you the other day, and she said, "Get him out here." And I'm okay. So you never know. That's awesome that you're doing that. But I just want to touch on there that Matt doesn't just sing when he does his show. You're acting. You play the parts. You get the costumes going,
Right.
and you quick change a lot. And I love it when you do the. Do you still do the radio down the dial?
Yes, that's the big
because
one.
I think that's awesome. That's awesome.
People like that one.
Matt, thanks for sharing that. And that's coming up September the 14th.
14th, Friday night, yeah.
And is this an all ages event as well?
All ages event,
Okay.
yeah. It's at
Tickets
the
are-
Sarnia Library Auditorium.
$15 for the tickets.
Yep.
And is there a number to call?
You can call my number, 337-0424.
Okay.
You can get tickets at Picker's Alley. Also, if you see the big billboard on Finch, it'll say
Can't miss it.
It'll say you can get tickets here, and that's literally you can go into the house and just
Knock on
they'll
the
get
door.
them there. Or if you have to, just go to the library. As long as the show's not sold out, you can get them there.
Right. Okay.
You know,
and you've
you
got a
got
website as well?
Yes, mattgauthier.com.
Okay.
And even if you spell it wrong with 2 T's,
It comes up.
it'll still go. We had to buy both.
So we'll put all that information up on the screen. Thanks for sharing that as well,
you.
Matt. Retrospect, Jeff and Bill. Anything you guys want to add to what's happening with Retrospect?
Go ahead. Anything?
Well, keep adding some good songs. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
got the big list back there. You can't probably see that on camera. But,
Very, very excited. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your time with us here on the show.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to, we've got a couple of snippets here from Retrospect, the band, and then we're going to show a little bit of Matt. And once again, we'll show you the information where you can get tickets for Matt's show, and we'll be promoting out at the Hard Oiler. And I think we're going to try to get out there with the show camera that night as well. And I'm going to be doing karaoke out there. I start karaoke on Thursday nights out there, so
That's great.
Kind of neat that maybe we can get you out for karaoke.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I got it on camera. He's got to go now. All right. Retrospect, once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And we're going to go right now to these videos, and then we'll go back to the studio.
Hey, Don't waste my time.
Retrospect, these three gentlemen doing some incredible, phenomenal things, and very excited to be seeing them again. As they mentioned in the interview, coming up at the Hard Oiler in Petrolia. They will be there on November the 30th. That's the old pump house, in case you didn't know. And you're going to want to check these guys out. Also coming up September the 14th, this Friday, Mathew Gauthier also has been a singing impressionist for many, many years. He's doing quite well, won many, many awards. Check out his website at mattgauthier.com. Should be up on your screen there. And get tickets for this exciting special event coming up this Friday. And be sure to check out Retrospect at the Hard Oiler on November the 30th. We'll keep reminding you about that. And if you sign up for the email newsletter, you might have a chance to, well, you know, sign up for the newsletter and find out. So, Retrospect. Once again, thank you to these three gentlemen, Mathew Gauthier, Jeff Benson, and Bill Rankin. All the best to you, and I look forward to staying in touch with you and seeing some more. And I hope you guys really enjoyed that video that you just saw as well. Matt took the time to put that together. Thank you, Matt, for that. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break because there's lots of things happening around this weekend, and we want to share it with you, and we do that. It's the Cheeky Monkey Weekend Update. Take a look at this, and then I'll be back to wrap up the show.
Cheeky Monkey, the greatest CD store. Cheeky Monkey, movies and more. Cheeky Monkey, the greatest CD store in town. Cheeky Monkey, the greatest CD store in town.
There you have your Cheeky Monkey Weekend Update. Thank you, Marianne and Roland, for taking the time to keep the events page and featuring us, the show, on your page as well. Be sure to visit them down at cheekymonkeysarnia.ca and visit them at the store right down at the corner of Christina and Cromwell. Thank you once again, Cheeky Monkey. All right, well, time to wrap up the show, but before we go, as always, I got some very special announcements, and here's the first one. Very excited. I'm going to be going down to the Imperial Theater this Saturday, September the 15th, to watch a Tim McGraw tribute. Alan Scott from the Detroit metro area is going to be down at the Imperial Theater this Saturday, September the 15th. Tickets available at 344-SHOW or by going online to imperialtheater.net. It's going to be very exciting. Alan Scott, once again from the Detroit area, been performing his tribute act since 2004 and doing a fantastic job. So we're looking forward to getting down and seeing that. Once again, this Saturday, Tim McGraw tribute down at the Imperial Theater. All right. Now, also coming up, another Imperial Theater act. Very excited for this one. Friday, September the 28th, featuring Jim Chevalier, Soul Patch, and Scott Manery and the Barnburners. Some very, very awesome, very talented local musicians going to be down there on September the 28th. Three great acts at a low, low price. Only $12 a ticket or $20 for two. So if you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, take a friend. And if you don't have a friend, go get one. I don't know. Tickets, two for $20, available down at Cheeky Monkey. And again, Jim Chevalier, Soul Patch, and Scott Manery and the Barnburners. It's going to be an incredible night. Very, very talented people performing for you all in one night. So get your tickets. Get down to Cheeky Monkey and make sure you're there. Friday, September the 28th at the Imperial Theater. All right, wow, we got lots more to go on, so let's just keep going here. Stubborn Mule News, I'm going to call it. Here are some of the announcements that just came out, and we're allowed to share with you here on the show what's happening down at the Stubborn Mule. Coming up, September the 22nd, Floyd Factor, a tribute to Pink Floyd, and an incredible, phenomenal laser show goes along with this show. So if you're a big Pink Floyd fan, you're definitely going to want to get tickets. I'm not sure how much they are yet. I haven't been told, but I'm sure they'll be available down at Cheeky Monkey. Once again, there's the first one, September the 22nd, tribute to Pink Floyd with Floyd Factor down at the Stubborn Mule. Also coming up October the 13th, AC/DC fans, Who Made Who, a tribute to AC/DC. That'll be coming down to the Stubborn Mule as well, and we'll keep getting you more details as we get them here on the show. October the 27th, Halloween, scary time, but very excited for this. Halloween Bash down at the Stubborn Mule, October 27th, with special guest C-Spot Run. Makes a return once again to the Stubborn Mule. Of course, C-Spot Run, we had the privilege of interviewing them here on the show last year. They were down here for the Camel Street Station reunion party, and they're back for Halloween Bash, October the 27th, with C-Spot Run at the Stubborn Mule. Also, a return of Bobnoxious will be at the Stubborn Mule on November the 17th. It's going to be a great time. We interviewed Bobnoxious, or I should say, I always say Bobnoxious, actually, he interviewed me. But we had a lot of fun here on the show with Bobnoxious, and we're very, very excited to be seeing them back at the Stubborn Mule once again on November the 17th. All right, here's the big one. Get ready for this. Iconic legend himself coming to the Stubborn Mule on December the 7th. David Wilcox will be at the Stubborn Mule. Don't have all the information for this one yet, but tickets will be available shortly, and I'm sure once again they'll be down at Cheeky Monkey. So David Wilcox coming to the Stubborn Mule on Saturday, December the 7th. Lots happening down at the Stubborn Mule, and we're very excited for this. All right, just one more announcement. Of course, we said that the MMA Score Fighting Series returns to the RBC Center on October the 19th. And while a card has not completely been released yet, you can probably see some of the names over here on the picture, but we're very excited to be seeing the return of John Hangus-Basher. Fraser will be fighting, yes, once again, hometown boy John Fraser will return to the RBC Center with a Score Fighting Series. And also, Chris Horodecki, I hope I said that right, Chris. He will be fighting as well at the Score Fighting Series when they return to the RBC Center. As soon as we get a card announced, Woodrow James promises we'll be able to announce it here, but he's not letting much out of the bag right now. Believe me, I've tried. So Woody will let us know when an official card has been released, so keep watching the show for more. So don't forget, MMA returns to the RBC Center with a Score Fighting Series on October the 19th. Tickets are already available down at the RBC Center box office. All right, that is definitely all the time I got for you this time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe wherever that button is. Please share with 5 new friends. We can keep the show growing. Keep watching. You never know what's going to happen on the credits. Have a great week and an even better weekend. We'll see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.
What's up, Doc? What's up? I'll tell you what's up. As it turns out, that singing impressionist, Mathew Gauthier, is having a concert, and he wants us to advertise for free. You don't say.
For free? I ain't advertising for no ornery, low-down singing impressionist varmint. And I'm not even gonna tell you it's on the 14th of September.
Father! Look at the poster! Say, isn't that the same guy that won the 2004 Rising Star contest?
I also heard he was chosen as one of the top 2 singing impressionists in Canada.
The top 2? Dirty for him. I thought I saw a copycat. Oh, that's a good one.
I also heard that the concert will be held at the Sarnia Public Library.
The library? Now, why would you hold a concert at the library? It's way too quiet in there.
It's in the auditorium. It's in the auditorium. It's in a different room. I also heard the tickets are only $15. I'm going to get mine quick before they're all gone. Hey, Speedy, get some for me too.
Hey, I'm a chicken hawk. And chicken hawks go to bed at 7:30. That concert starts at 7:30. I'm gonna miss the whole thing.
I go to bed when the sun goes down.
I prefer a small nap in the afternoon.
Whenever I feel like
then go to bed after the late movie.
Martians never go to sleep.
Father,
We're always finding ways to conquer the earth.
When I go to sleep with one eye open. That way I can always keep an eye on the long-haired critters.
Wait a second. Don't you see what Bugs is trying to do? He's good friends with Matt. He's just trying to get us to do everything for free and advertise his stupid concert. Well, you got me, Doc. Well, I don't know about you, but there's no way that I'm going to tell anybody that singing impressionist Mathew Gauthier is going to have a concert on September the 14th at 7:30 p.m. at the Sarnia Public Library. Hey, you can't blame a rabbit for trying. But... You're despicable.